thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk with me today. I really, really appreciate it.
Cool. Thank you.
Pleasure. Nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
I'm a big fan of the Smurfs. Obviously grew up on the Smurfs, love the Smurfs. I'd love to ask you both what you think it is about the Smurfs that makes it so iconic and lovable over years and years and years.
Yeah, good question. Tricky one. In a nutshell, slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
Everyone laughs with slapstick comedy. And all we do now is just add extra layers of humor so that it caters for young and old, and children and adults can have different readings on it. But essentially, it's everyone loves a chase. Everyone loves getting hammered on the head. Everyone loves quirky situations, and they're kind of ethereal characters. It's in a dream world. It's a world we would love to kind of jump into. No, I mean, I could ask you the same question.
I know. I don't. It's hard because like I love it, and then my kids love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also a Smurf for everyone. I think that it's one of the great characteristics of the brand, the series, everything we do with the Smurfs is that every kid can find, or even an adult can find a character that they can relate to, because there's so many. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I believe that this brand and these characters have been around for such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
65 years next year.
Oh, I know, it's crazy. That makes me feel really, really old, actually. Like I don't like thinking about that.
Yeah, you hold that thought. It's like just forget about that one.
Yeah, we'll put that aside.
65 is a bit harsh. Yeah, I agree.
So, Mark, Gargamel is not the nicest guy. He's not the nicest guys. But I would love to know how you would describe him, and then if you can relate to him at all on a personal level.
Yeah, I relate to him totally. Well, first of all, I think I like him. I feel a lot of empathy towards him. I feel in a way sorry for him. I want to take him in my arms and hug him, and that's how I decided to flesh him out. My key to him was essentially to say, well, how did this grumpy old lonely guy in a beaten up old home, living with a cat that's more intelligent than he is, obsessed with some blue creatures, how did this guy get into this predicament, And when I started tapping into that, I thought, well, maybe it's not his fault. Maybe he's just a victim of circumstance. He's a villain of circumstance, and you can only feel sorry for somebody, who, whatever he does afterwards, every plan that doesn't quite make it, every time he gets a break, but then he gets unlucky, that's his own doing. But how he got there, I think you have to feel sorry for him. So I decided to love him, and then just to say, hey, I'll just play him. I'll just play him completely upset. He's an old guy who hasn't seen anyone, so he's obsessed. He gets crazy ideas and he gets obsessed by them. So then his emotional scale just ramps up all the time. And then when he acts normal, that's where it becomes quirky. You think that's not normal because he's normal,
Yeah.
So I just kind of flipped it upside down, and I think that's what makes him attractive. And he's a classic villain,
Yes, he is.
That's the whole thing.
You're exactly right. He really is. And so, like, speaking of like this franchise, just the Smurfs being so iconic, like, is that what kind of drew you to want to be a part of this? This is for both of you, but just to be like a part of the Smurfs, that it's just so iconic, or what about it made you go, yeah, I want to work on that?
Well, if you got a call and somebody said, hey, would you like to be a Smurf? What would you say?
That's a good point.
I think you've answered the question.
Or even Gargamel.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, for me, it was I've been working for the company that manages the brand throughout the world for 16 years now. And for me, the thing was not, do I continue to work on this brand? The thing was, do I become a producer on a new series? And it's the same. When that question comes along, you don't say no. You just kind of do it because this is our pride and joy. This is such an iconic brand, and to be able to get the task to bring it to life is just an immense honor, and it's just something. Although it's quite a challenge, you really take on. Yeah.
Mhm. So, I know it's hard because you can't like talk about like spoilery stuff, but like what can fans expect for this part? Of course, this is going to be for the DVD release. This part of the season, what can they look forward to? That sort of thing. Without spoilers, I know it gets hard.
No, okay. I think well, I think it's the people that are looking for the classic element, like a lot of us, will find it, but it's an updated version, so it caters to a lot of people, and it's relevant to today's world. And everyone can watch it, and actually at the same time, you know, I watch it. When I prep it, I have my kids, you know, 7 and 5, watch it with me, because then I can tap into what they find funny and not, and then kind of like use that to kind of like go into the studio and then make things better or worse, depending. You know, but I think it's a family. It's kind of a family thing, but you watch it together, and that's the great thing. The kids respond to different things to the adults. Sometimes the kids respond to something the adult did not expect. You say, "How did you get that?" You know. So that's the thing. And then there are new characters, and the whole thing is kind of expanded. And so for the ones who don't know the Smurfs, it's a great world. It's a magical world. The animation's beautiful. The colors are beautiful. It's vibrant. And then for those of us who have known the Smurfs, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm back in that nice, comfy zone. And there's other stuff happening as well.
Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, well, he kind of summed all of it up. So yeah, it's really like Mark said, a family thing that you can all enjoy, and we knew that when we read the script and we had a laugh as well, that we succeeded in bringing all those generations together. And just for the kids for today, it's really, there's a lot of adventure, there's a lot of comedy, a lot of stretch and squash, slapstick humor. It's really a fun show, but also with great lessons at the end. So we kept the core values of the Smurfs. They're still you know, great friends. They hold teamwork high, you know, and respect for nature, and all those kind of lessons are still in there, but just packaged in a fun way.
Yeah, well, as a parent, like kind of like you were saying, Mark, like I love a series or show I can sit down and watch and actually enjoy with my children, because there's some out there that are very difficult to get through as an adult. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And so to have something like this, I think it brings the nostalgia, and it's a lot of fun. And as a parent, do you feel like you chose this project kind of because it is something that families can enjoy together?
I think there are two reasons, well, three. One is that it's a call you don't refuse, because of what it is. And I think you can share that. I think the other one is, I like doing things with my kids. You know, I like going on holiday. I like watching them grow. I like watching them react. And I like that we do things together. And I think it's one of those it's like the great Christmas movie we used to go and see with our parents when we were kids. You know, they take us out to watch the latest Superman or something. And this you can do it like on a Friday evening or whenever. You know, it's that little moment where you say, "Hey guys, it's Sunday, it's raining. Let's do a couple of Smurfs." Yeah, you know, and then you all sit around, and that's what it is. And that formula works as well. Yeah, so 100 times yes.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk with me today.
Pleasure.
Absolutely. Like I said, love the Smurfs, love this. I think you're phenomenal as Gargamel. I always loved Gargamel. Like you said, he's a very iconic, very classic villain. So
thank you very much for the compliment. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Tess.
Nice to meet you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all my monetary supporters, my members, and my Patreons. Love you guys.